Okay, I've filmed this video a couple times. I'm just gonna wing it. I got some highlights of myself that I'll follow to keep on track. But as you can tell from the thumbnail, life has changed a bit, and I'm gonna get into why. But if you're new here, we are the Roaming Rupps. I started this YouTube channel about 10 years ago. Originally, back then, it was mostly overlanding focused and just building stuff in my garage. Haven't filmed in here in a long time, but I enjoy it. I enjoy making videos, and I enjoy sharing them with friends and family, and kind of keeping that family like scrapbook more or less, but in video format. The channel has evolved over time. As you can tell, it's no longer a overlanding channel. We're kind of live aboard, lifestyle, boats, that kind of thing, where we vlog our travels and our adventures, but the adventures have kind of changed recently. COVID happened. During COVID, we were remote. We built some vans also on our side. Those allowed us to buy the Beneteau, the 50-foot Beneteau that we lived on in the Bahamas and cruised the East Coast with. We had one kid during that time and enjoyed it very much so. We then had a second kid, decided to come back stateside to raise the kids. The van life market changed dramatically, so building vans and making money that way on the side was no longer feasible. But we've always enjoyed traveling. Always have. We've been all over the world. We have our $10,000 jet boat that we are here, and we have a family camper van that we have also built recently. So what changed? A lot of people don't realize, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but I was working full-time remotely in the background. So when we made those videos, when we lived on the boat, Ashley was not working. She had not worked since having Felix, which was a decision that she kind of made herself and that we made together. We didn't need to have two incomes, and it made raising a child, especially with childcare, be very expensive. It was easier for us to live that alternative lifestyle and have Ashley hanging out with Felix during the day and us taking turns while I worked. And then after work was over, just having the lifestyle and the family adventures and whatnot together. So one income, one lifestyle, but it was a lot of fun. And we did that all through the Bahamas and the East Coast. It was a blast. But we quickly realized as Felix started becoming mobile that our 50-foot Beneteau that we bought was not the right boat for us. We always wanted a catamaran, even if it was a 40-foot one that was small. It just fit our needs a lot more. But during COVID, the prices just went through the roof, and we bought our boat during COVID because we wanted that lifestyle and enjoyed it. But that's what we could afford, and we did it, and we enjoyed it very much. But realizing once Felix started becoming mobile that it wasn't the right boat for us, and we didn't want to change it to fit a box that we wanted that was probably never going to happen with a monohull. So we came back, put the boat up for sale, and very quickly thereafter, the sailing organization that I was working for, having an absolute blast working there, looking at sailboats and dealing with sailors and sailing influencers and all that kind of stuff. It was a blast. But one Thursday morning, after I think it was even like a 4-minute phone call, I was laid off. As well with 20% of the staff that actually sailed at the organization. Only 58% of the staff that worked there actually sailed, and 20% of us were laid off that were actually sailors. It sucked. We had a CEO that spent a lot of money. I had 7 bosses in 5 years, so it was a struggle, that place, because I wanted to grow there. I wanted to really set some roots in that organization and whatnot, but it ultimately didn't happen. It left a really bitter taste in my mouth. I was a lifelong racer and sailor. I still sail, but I haven't raced since leaving, and it just really kind of happened. And I want to race again. There's a big connection with racing in the organization, so I'm coming around. But it is what it is there. We want to own a catamaran one day. We still want to do that, but we are stateside. We had a hard reset. It was a stressful period for us. Ashley was not working. I was now not working. Ashley was a contractor before that, so she was looking for contracting roles, but she did not ultimately land one anytime soon. And it was a couple months where we didn't have any income. It was the most stressful point in our lives. We were able to save money before, but not like we didn't have any sort of like mysterious income or anything like that. We needed to work to be able to afford the bills, the utilities, all that kind of stuff. But things started to turn around. I got a new job with a motorsport racing association here in the Charlotte area where we call home base. I was still remote. Ashley landed a corporate banking job, and we were, for once in our life, able to afford childcare. We had a second kid. We were financially stable. We were able to travel again and have fun and buy the boat like you see here and do all that kind of family stuff while still putting money aside for a rainy day fund and retirement, all that kind of stuff. Things were really looking up. So the good times were here. We were the most comfortable we've ever been financially since leaving college, when we had a $500 a month apartment that, and both Ashley and I were working. But we bought the jet boat, like I showed you, the Yamaha, to create memories. I sold a couple cars that took up garage space that were pretty much just for me, and I wanted to make family memories. So that's how we ended up with the jet boat. More practical decision as the family, to make family memories instead of just memories for myself. We recently just did a 8-day Disney cruise that was prepaid before getting laid off, and we built another camper van that was under $30,000, and we've put a lot of miles on that. We got a pretty awesome 6,000 mile road trip coming up. That's going to be a big test as a family in the camper van. So that'll be us traveling up to 6,000 miles is kind of what we have laid out. We let AI build the road trip itinerary. Ironic. Kind of, we were seeing what it could do, and we're going to make some videos about that, and we're just going to have fun. So life comes at you quick. I was there for 7 months. I had that amazing motorsports industry job. I went through several restructures in the company where I always had that thought in my mind, first in or last in, first out kind of thing, where if you're hired on recently, you're more likely to get let go recently. But ultimately, on a Friday morning this time, after a 7-minute phone call with one of those department update unknown meetings that were added to your calendars, I was laid off, as well as my entire department, including my boss, who had been there 10 plus years. So I survived 2 rounds of restructuring there, and it was hard, as we were basically replaced with a vendor that was leveraging AI to create a product for cheaper. So our entire department of 6 people, plus several other people in other departments, were laid off in turns for this vendor coming in and handling things. So big pictures, a lot of things change. This has been happening to a lot of people. I know that AI is coming in and really shaking things up. I don't know where this stands with me, as I'm a digital marketing / web content management. That's what I went to school for. Concentration in interactive media, so how you interact with a digital screen, that kind of thing. That's what I went to school for. AI is coming in, changing things. Who knows if there's gonna be a job for me? I know that big companies can definitely afford AI. There might be a bubble coming up here soon. Who knows? But still applying for 5 to 10 jobs a day. Got a couple of interviews lined up, a couple that have already fizzled out. So we will see where that lands, and not sure if I need to switch careers entirely or focus on other things. So that brings us to today. Currently unemployed, hanging out here. Ashley's still employed, which we're grateful for, because we still have bills and a mortgage and stuff like that to pay for. We are living off savings, not really having too much, but every now and then we have to dip into savings. We've made some childcare decisions. Felix is staying in childcare because his wait list is far too long to pull him out. Soren is at home with me temporarily to see if we can save some money there. The daycare is allowing us to do that, which is great. And her spot will be there when we need to, in a couple of months, put her back in. And hopefully by then I am reemployed. But for now, we are doing the practical thing. We're cutting back on expenses. We're not traveling as much as we would. Hindsight would not have bought the boat if we knew this was coming, but you don't know what's coming. But we're adapting and we're figuring out what this next chapter looks like for us. So the content has changed on the channel recently, as you've seen. I have more time, so I'm doing more experiments with what videos click, what happens, that kind of stuff. The channel is still going to be about adventures. I'm just dropping in some different content here and there to see what sticks and try to build the channel. I'm still looking for jobs all the time, so I'm still applying, but in the meantime, I'm creating videos, having more fun with it. I'm constantly fighting the algorithm for applying for jobs and trying to get my resume in front of a real person. But I have YouTube goals that I'm now reaching for. We're very close to being monetized, so that's great. Kind of start making some extra content with these videos and hopefully create some passive income that way. I'm learning new skills. I'm using the big camera now, which I haven't really done. That's this Sony A7 that C2 that we use mostly for stills, but I'm now using it as a vlogging camera and just gonna heighten the video content and whatnot there. So what's on the horizon? As I said, we got a massive van trip coming up that is kind of planned after the fact of being laid off, that I have time. Ashley is remote. Ashley can take time off of work. We're going to head back out west. We did that once when we were just Ashley and I, but now we have the kids, so we want to make some family memories out there. We're going to be traveling more on a budget now. Definitely got to keep everything tighter. Fuel prices are crazy right now, so that's going to be our biggest expense out of everything, is with the van being diesel, is traveling with fuel cost and whatnot being $5 and plus for diesel. I'm going to let AI make some decisions. It's going to be ironic, as I said, but going to see how that handles. Got more content coming with the boat. Definitely want to take it on the lake here in town some more, do some events there, take it down to Charleston, go to the Outer Banks, Florida, the Florida Keys. Just I want to get it behind the van, take it places and explore more inland and close to shore. Future content is still going to be adventure and travel focused, but going to drop in some reviews here and there. I use a lot of kit. I like to let people share my experiences and share my experience with those people. We're going to do more van life content, vans sitting behind me in the driveway, more family adventures. Also, something you may not know, I'm a big avid for biking. I love biking. I've been mountain biking almost as long as I've been sailing. I've been touring. I used to commute to work on a bike when I had to go into the office. So I'm going to make some biking content coming up here shortly. I have a Surly skid loader e-bike, which is the minivan of the biking world, at least for what will fit on a bike rack on the back of a car. That was a long time hobby. Let me know if you want to see more biking content. I can talk about that stuff all day. Oh, Soren is up from her nap, so she's going to finish this video with me. So the future, what does the future look like for us? Better production. Going to be using this bigger camera now. Going to try to make more cinematic quality videos, and as much as I can, learn my skills moving beyond the GoPro, which is right here, taking the secondary angle. Maybe make something out of YouTube. Hopefully one day it'll replace the income that I made working at those previous careers, but probably not overnight. Definitely not overnight. So using it to supplement income, doing side jobs here and there. Still a broker on the side every now and then. So if you're looking for a boat, reach out. I can definitely help you find one or help you sell the one that you have. But life comes at you quick. We were looking for a bigger house. We are still in our starter home that we bought when Ashley and I were just the two of us and whatnot. But definitely thankful for that 2.5% interest rate that we have with that house, with the house that we're in now. So we're going to be keeping it for a while and not looking for anything bigger anytime soon. But yeah, maybe stay in the digital aspect. Like I said, don't know if that career is still available for me, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll land something, but maybe something not as fun as what I was doing before. So in conclusion, what's changing? Not too much. So we're still going to explore, travel, and learn along the way. We're going to share the highs and lows with you, just like this, as we always have. So we're not just the kind of people that are always going to share those positive stories. Let me know what you want to see. I've talked a lot about what content we can create. Let me know what appeals to you, and we can go from there. And I'm happy to make videos about it. If you need reviews on the products that I use, let me know. If you have any adventure suggestions, let me know. But we are rolling out a new tagline for the channel: more miles, more memories. So we're going to be putting miles in everything we own, and we're going to make more family memories with that. Whether it's on the road or on trails or around town, we're going to just keep moving and keep making videos for y'all. Whether or not they get views, it is also like a scrapbook for the family. So hopefully it takes off. Let me know what I can do to help it take off and to help you keep coming back to watch more. But yeah, we'll see you in the next adventure.